guys, Megan here. We are on a bit of an impromptu adventure of sorts. Isaac and I are helping his sister move out to Missouri, so we're heading up to Washington tomorrow actually to go help her move some things down. They're stopping in Idaho on their way, but we were getting ready to go a little bit ago and our friends were like, hey, we're going out to Grand Teton to go camping. And we were like, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. We live pretty close to the parks here, both Grand Teton and Yellowstone, so they were like, do you want to come? So now we are on this incredible adventure. We're going to be driving to Grand Teton today, but then tomorrow begins our journey. We're going to be driving from Grand Teton all the way out to the Washington coast, like near the peninsula. It's going to be crazy. We're looking at, I don't know, 16, 17 hour drive. We're not doing it all in one go, but we're going to see what we find along the way. We're going to check it out, but tonight is all about camping and having fun with our friends and running around the park a little bit. It's going to be awesome. It's pretty rainy out here, but check out that view. We're actually really close to Mormon Row at this point. I don't know if you can see the houses way back there, but this was a place where Mormon settlers came and they lived. Back in the day, people would homestead and typically do it all by themselves, but these people came together as a community and decided to build along the mountains, and they were able to raise crops and raise their families here. It's pretty spectacular. If you've ever been out here in the winter, you know that that is not an easy thing to do, but in the summer, in the spring, with all the flowers, it is spectacular. Definitely a must-see place. Let's go check out the barns. Okay, right now we're walking up to T.A. Moulton Barn. That was the name of the man who built this barn here. It's actually my favorite barn in the park. If you go back that way where all the houses are, that barn down there was built by John Moulton, but this one's a little more isolated. Mormon Row was settled by a big community and they ended up clustering together 27 different homesteads, which, like I said before, was pretty rare because typically you would homestead in isolation, but yeah, we're here at the barn. So we are now at the iconic pink stucco house. This was built by John Moulton. It actually used to be a log cabin, and then he replaced it with this pretty impressive house. It's recently been renovated and updated, and I mean, check it out. We're gonna get a little bit closer, gonna go see what it looks like up close and personal. But you still have those amazing Tetons just here in the background. It's incredible to look at these places and think that people actually lived here and settled here. Couldn't have been easy, but man, it's something else. Oh, and his barn, right there. Let's go check out the John Moulton barn. Alright, we've been driving for a while. We got out of the rain and right now we are heading towards Oxbow Bend. What that is it's where the river here hits this really big curve and sets up this beautiful shot of Mount Moran. Mount Moran is one of the Tetons here, and it's not one of the main three, so most people don't usually come out this way. It's actually pretty peaceful. You will occasionally see kayakers, paddle boaters around here. It's just so fun. But this is one of my favorite views of the mountains that a lot of people don't really know about or really come out and try to see. But once we get up here, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So we made it to Coulter Bay. This is where we're going to be camping for the night. We're just waiting for our friends right now, so we thought we'd take a look around. This apparently is where all the boats park. We haven't been around to the rest of it yet, but look, you can see the three peaks and Mount Moran absolutely perfectly. It's gorgeous. The water is so reflective. It's just absolutely beautiful here. So we're excited to look around more, take it easy a little bit, have some dinner with our friends, build a fire maybe. It's gonna be fun. Hey, so our friends booked this really cool tent out at Coulter Bay. This is part of the tent village. It's got this huge like canopy over it, some lighting too, which is awesome. And inside, it might be kind of hard to see. It's a little dark, but there's some bunks and some shelves. We've also got this really awesome wood stove, so that means we're going to be really toasty warm tonight. Thankfully though, we did bring our sleeping bags and lots of warm gear, so we should be okay, but this is fantastic. We're so excited to be here. All right, good morning. We just got out of Grand Teton and I'm over here at Old Faithful. We got a little bit of a late start, so I'm gonna go over to the visitor center to check and see when it's erupting. But here, right there, Old Faithful geyser. But usually it goes off about every hour. This is a great place to visit because they also have the geyser basin. Sometimes if you're lucky, you'll see Beehive Geyser go off. That goes off about once a day. But there's just a lot of really cool trails here that you can take. There's a hike that takes you all the way up to the top of the mountain over there on the side, and you can watch Old Faithful erupt from up there. It's really neat. Isaac's gone to go get some Dr. Pepper. It's kind of a rough night sleeping in that little canvas tent. A little cold. Really gotta keep that oven going and the fire going all night to stay warm. But yeah, let's see if we're gonna be able to catch Old Faithful before we head off towards Montana and up to Washington. Okay, so big change of plans. So Old Faithful actually isn't erupting for a little over an hour, so we're definitely gonna miss that. But Beehive Geyser, go figure, it's an unpredictable geyser. It's about to go off in about 15 minutes. Isaac's actually at the convenience store, so I'm gonna be running and trying to get there before it goes off. Hopefully he'll meet us there, but it's exciting. Hopefully get to show that to you guys. Okay, so barely made it, but got there in time to see at least the bigger part of it. Right now I'm actually in the geyser basin. This is where you can see a lot of other geysers and hot pools go off. Or not hot pools, but it's just geysers. Old Faithful is the most predictable one, but the Beehive Geyser goes off once a day, and they don't know when it's going to go off, so when it's about to go, you got to run over. There's lots of really cool places around here, though, to go see. Like I said, there's a trail all the way up to the top. You can watch Old Faithful erupt from up there. I'm a lot of breath. I booked it over here, you guys, just to help you see the geyser go off, but it's amazing. I think it might even shoot higher than Old Faithful, so if you're in the area, you happen to hear that Beehive Geyser is going off, run to that trail, get over there. It is so cool and so worth it. We are going to miss Old Faithful today because we have to get going, got to get back on our trip, but we will be coming back. We live in the area, so it's not too hard, and I will be sure to capture Old Faithful then, but until then, I did capture footage from a previous trip. Enjoy! Okay, so we just got done out at Geyser Basin near Old Faithful. It was so cool seeing the Beehive Geyser go off. Like, the chances of hitting it right when we showed up were astronomical. It was amazing. But right now we're heading to Grand Prismatic Spring. Hopefully we'll be able to see it. It's usually one of the busiest parts of the park, so if you come here, I definitely recommend going to that one first, that and Old Faithful, because the parking lots just fill up so fast. But it's really cool to go see it. The colors are just gorgeous. There's hikes you can do around the area. You can head up to Fairy Falls. There's just a ton to do in this part of Yellowstone. So we're gonna see what we can do. If we can't go there, we'll probably go to the paint pots, which are a great secondary option. There's tons of parking, tons of cool hot pools. Some look like mud, some are bright and colorful, some look really deep, and there's even a geyser that's constantly going off over there. It's a little one, but it's really cool. So this is what we were talking about with Grand Prismatic. We have come way too late in the day, and it is absolutely jam-packed. So unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to skip this one today. But if you do come to Yellowstone, again, we'll make another video. We'll do a whole trip here. Definitely come see this one first before all the crowds come, because this is pretty normal for summertime visiting. Other great times to come, spring and fall. I love the spring because the baby bison are out. You'll see all the new calves, but you do have to worry about some snow-packed roads still. Yellowstone stays snowy for a long time. Fall time is also nice because you get the beautiful colors and there's no snow and there's fewer crowds. So fall's probably going to be your best time there, but yeah, unfortunately we will be missing that today, but definitely make this a stop on your trip because I promise you, you will not regret it. It is gorgeous. I promise I am not a liar, but the line out there was just super long again. We couldn't even turn in. It's so busy here today, you guys. This is what I'm talking about though. It's almost 11:30 and the park is already absolutely packed. Friday afternoon. You have to come to the park early to get to these spots. Now this time of day might actually be a really great time to go visit Canyon of the Yellowstone. It isn't on our way this trip, so we won't be stopping by there. Go check out West Thumb Geyser. The lake there is really great. There's so many other things you can do, but when you come into the park, if you come in through West Yellowstone, which is where we usually come from, make a right, head down this way because you might not be able to get to see it otherwise. We're heading out to West Yellowstone now. We're going to drive through there, and honestly, the rest of the trip, we don't really know what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be keeping an eye out for tourist traps. We're going to see what other attractions there are. This is our area of familiarity. We don't really know much of the other parts of the state so far, so enjoy the journey with us. We'll see what we find.
The most beautiful thing in this national park. Me.
Hey, we're here at Quake Lake in Montana. This is kind of a cool but eerie place. In about 1959, in the month of August, I believe, there was this 7.5 magnitude earthquake, and this used to be a campground. I don't know if you can see these trees poking out of the bottom here, but there were campers there sleeping that night, and this earthquake happened and this lake formed. And there was a landslide, there were all these things that happened. And my understanding that people actually lost their lives during this earthquake. I don't know if the campers were actually here, if this is where that happened, but I do know it's around this area. I took a natural disasters class a while back and we came and visited this place. And it's crazy to me that on our road trip, we're actually passing by this here. So all these trees, this used to be above water. There was a whole campsite here in the 50s and just totally went underground from this crazy earthquake. So we just made it to Deer Lodge in Montana, and as we were driving we noticed this guy pulled off on the side of the road, and he's in this really beat up car, and he has a sign that says he'll wash windows for food and gas, and we really feel for him. It's hard to see people down on their luck like that, and we don't have a lot. We've got some food in the car, so we figure we'll try and take some to him, and hopefully it'll help at least a little bit. Hey. Unfortunately, we can't do that right now, but we'd love to give you that. Yeah.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah. Have a good day. Yeah, man. That's always so hard to see that. You wish you could do more sometimes, but we just didn't have any cash on us. There wasn't really much else we could do, but hoping that little bit of food will help get him going a little bit longer. You know, sometimes the adventures that come your way are not always sightseeing or things to do like that. Sometimes it's just seeing a brother in need and trying to do something to help him out. Hopefully next time we'll have some cash on us or something we can do a little bit more. Good morning. We are in beautiful Moses Lake, Washington. We drove all the way through Montana and the Idaho Panhandle. We saw the lake in Coeur d'Alene as we drove by, lots of beautiful mountains and scenery, just a gorgeous, gorgeous area. If you ever drive this way, literally you could probably stop anywhere and there's going to be something cool to do or see. It's just spectacular. But today we're going to head down to the lake in Moses Lake. There are two on either side of a peninsula. I think that's why they call it Moses Lake, because parted the Red Sea, and this lake is definitely parted, so kind of neat. After that, we are driving all the way through Washington and hopefully hitting the coast. It'll be gorgeous and so fun to see the beach after everything else we've done today. So let's go check out that lake. We made it! Woohoo! So as I said, Isaac and I are out here in Westport, Washington. You guys, this place is so fun. Not a lot of people know about it, which makes it even better. The beaches aren't too crowded. You can find sand dollars all over the beach here. And it's right across the harbor from a place called Ocean Shores. If you're into kind of that small beach town, kind of kitschy place, it's so fun. There's so many shops, there's go-karts and ice cream. This place is great though if you want to get away from the crowds and enjoy kind of that lower level, more chill beach vibe. Alright, well it's been fun, but it's time to head back up to Seattle.
Yeah, we're going to be stopping by my brother's house. My sister is flying in. Has some stuff. We're going to take her cats back to our place in Idaho. I told you, we're going to be taking our cats back to Washington for like a week and a half or something.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.